What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Dillian Whyte versus Jermaine Franklin, and this was a 12-rounder in the heavyweight division, and this fight was Saturday, November 26th, from the O2 Arena in London, England, and this fight was broadcasted on DAZN, and in this fight, Dillian Whyte was able to get a majority decision victory over Jermaine Franklin, and I personally had this bout scored 114 to 114, a draw. So I thought this fight was really, really close. And it really could have went either way. And it was just, it was sort of a sloppy fight because both these fighters were just swinging punches. Wasn't the most technique shown in this fight, but nonetheless, it was a fun fight to watch. So the judges scored this bout 115 to 115, a draw. And then the other two judges had it 116 to 112. In favor of Dillian Whyte. So I honestly could see any of those scorecards. The 115-115 scorecard is giving, I believe, 2 10-10 rounds throughout this fight. But, really, this was a close fight because these rounds, most of them were just like, both these guys just wheeling away at punches. Earlier on, it looked like it was more in favor of Jermaine Franklin. He was just outworking Dillian Whyte. However, in the late to middle rounds, Dillian Whyte started to outwork Franklin, started to hurt him with some big shots. But, occasionally in some of these rounds, Jermaine Franklin was able to hit Dillian Whyte with some big shots. Sorry about that. He was able to back him up. He was able to land some nice shots on Whyte. And Whyte, he was really trying to plug forward and really force his size because he did have a pretty significant size advantage over Jermaine Franklin. I know Jermaine Franklin's also a big heavyweight, but Whyte, I don't know, he just looked much bigger in this one than Franklin. But yeah, Franklin was just backing up and really trying to counter Whyte, and it was working in those earlier rounds. He was winning them, as I said before. The middle rounds, Whyte started to pick it up a bit more, and the later rounds were really, really close, in my opinion. However, round 12 was a fun round. Both of them were exchanging. It was like Rock'em Sock'em Robots in that 12th round, but then Dillian Whyte actually was able to land a big right hand that backed up Jermaine Franklin that won him the round pretty clearly. However, round 11 was a close round that could have went either way as well. There was really a lot of close rounds. I could definitely see how some people were scoring this fight, giving them 10-10 rounds throughout. It was really, really close. But nonetheless, I had it a draw. So I could definitely see how either man could have won this fight. I wouldn't even have been mad if they gave it to Jermaine Franklin. But I definitely don't think they would have, because obviously Whyte is the home country fighter and is the A side, obviously, and the big A side, if that. So this goes into the question, what is next for Dillian Whyte? This was really, even though Franklin was an undefeated opponent, 21-0, it wasn't a good performance. He was expected to destroy Franklin. Franklin hasn't really fought any top competition, but Whyte handed him his first loss, and it was a majority decision. It was a really, really close fight. So, yeah, Dillian Whyte now getting a win back after getting stopped by Tyson Fury. I think that Dillian Whyte's going to continue fighting these undefeated heavyweights. He might either face an undefeated heavyweight just outside the top 15, or he might face someone that's just in the top 10, just maybe right around there at that level that's maybe like just about to reach the top 10, maybe just inside it, somewhere around there. But I definitely see Dillian Whyte still fighting the top competition, still fighting some very tough names, and I still see him fighting guys who have good records, guys who are high-rated, because that's what Dillian Whyte does. He does have very, very tough fights in his career, and he takes some really tough fights, so I really do commend him on that. But as for Jermaine Franklin losing it for the first time in his career, this was a much better performance than I thought we would have saw from him. I thought he was going to get stopped, but he put up a great fight and arguably could have won. So, yeah, hats off to him. He put up a great performance. But for him, I think he's going to go back to the United States, take on some lower-level guys before maybe getting called up for another big opportunity on DAZN where he may either win or lose. Who knows? I think he could definitely beat some of these guys in the top 15 or even maybe just inside the top 10. Who knows? But, yeah, Jermaine Franklin after this fight, I would say, is somewhere around top 15 level in the heavyweight division, 100%. So overall, Dillian Whyte has a harder than what was expected fight with Jermaine Franklin, defeating him by a majority decision in a really, really close fight and a really competitive fight that could have went either way. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.